getting more and more remote as we keep driving. Alright, Google Maps just said we've arrived at the Big Savage Tunnel, which apparently is over this way, in this mountain, somewhere. I don't know. I don't see it. Is this a parking spot? Is this a place to park?
Yes.
Maybe.
That looks like a trail.
Wait, there's a trail right here. It says posted though. Private property. Posted private property. Is this posted also private property?
Yes, it says posted.
So there's some kind of turnaround here, but it's not for us, I don't think. Unless there's a trail. Let me look it up. Alright, so we're just going to keep driving on this road. At least the fog's lifting. And we're going to try to find an access point for the trail. You can see there's a stream down there. And on the other side of the stream is where we can access the trail, and that's where the tunnel is too. It's probably going to be like a mile walk to the tunnel, I think, from where we end up parking. Alright, this is where we cross the stream. There is a bridge. It's a very, very small bridge, and you might scrape the car. And I wouldn't come in here after a heavy rainstorm. This is narrow. Oh my gosh. And you get a nice view of the creek. Look. You can hear the little creek. You can hear it complaining at me because it's so darn close to the guardrails here. And on that side. Alright, we're going through some mud. And the Great Allegheny Passage is what we're looking for. It's the name of this trail. There should be an access point up here. It's a 150-mile long bike trail. And then that Big Savage Tunnel is like, I don't know, one of the big highlights on this really long trail. This might be the parking spot up here. Right here, it's like I'm on a hike. Stuff you'd see normally only on a hike, right on the road. I know the car's gonna be dirty now. There's no getting around this. Alright, so here is the access point. Closed to all motorized vehicles. Wait, what? I don't think this is it. I think they're talking about something else. I gotta back up to get. Hopefully I won't slide off the road here. Can you help me with that?
Nope.
Whoa, it's getting close to a cliff. Look at that, right there on the edge is a cliff. This looks like something that's open. What is this? This says do not private drive, do not enter. Huh? Never mind. That's probably the trail right up there too. Alright, so we're back to finding another trail entrance down here. I think we're gonna have to go all the way to the Eastern Continental Divide, which might be like a 2-mile hike to get to the tunnel, or maybe that marker was the end of the tunnel. I don't know. Maybe the tunnel starts right at the divide. We'll find out.
Highway.
Alright, this Shirley Hollow Road, it should pass right along here. Eastern Continental Divide. I don't see any parking lot, but we're going to look for one. We're going... Is this a tunnel? Yeah, that's...
Some people park right.
Yeah, that is a tunnel. Yeah, and there's... Alright, yeah, let's go down here. Can we get down there?
Yeah.
Is this going to be doable? Oh my gosh, this is a big drop off. Alright, so that is some old road here, but I think there might be better access on the other side of the bridge. We're going to go on the other side of this bridge, and this is actually the trail right here, I think. The bike trail, that's the old railroad. And I think that there's access right up here. Let's see. If not, that might be the only place where we can go, because everything else is private property. It didn't say anything there. There's nobody out here. It's super quiet. And this is the other part of Old Deal Road. It was right here. So we're not going down there. We're not going down there. We're going to go back to the original spot. The sound level here is super, super quiet. This is like the state road we're on. Like how dirty the car is now. Super quiet. I hear some bikers on the trail. Or hikers. Sounds like bikers probably. Yeah, bikers. I see them moving by, so they won't be with us. And you can also see that there's posted no trespassing signs down there and also over here. So we're on an area that doesn't have, it's not inside of the sign, so it's probably like state-owned land or something. And that old road is, oops, sorry, not the camera. That old road is probably where it used to go before they built this bridge. So they probably own all this land. All right. Ah. Alright, look, just a map here. This is the Eastern Continental Divide. Oh my gosh, this is what happens. After that, it just drops down to. This is the Eastern. So like from now, we're gonna be way up high. Like we'll be, Pittsburgh's at 720 feet. It says. We'll go down to Pittsburgh. Okay.
I was wondering why my ears popped.
Okay, I got it. So there's some bike riders. So there, and then we're going to the big tunnel. The Eastern Continental Divide. Leaving the Chesapeake Bay watershed, entering the Gulf of Mexico watershed. Alright. And they said it's only paved in this small section and that gets gravelly. Alright, so here the pavement ends. It looks kind of muddy, doesn't it?
Yes.
Their bikes didn't look muddy. It's very soft. Old rail bed. I guess they pulled up the rails. Can you imagine having to build this stuff back when they built these railroads? How much work it was to cut through this rock. And they had to cut through all this rock just in this section right here.
Hey, Bob.
Alright, right here it's not all wet and moist and kind of muddish like it was. It's better, way better. We're at a point now where almost all the fog is gone, which is amazing. Haven't seen this in a while. What's this? Is this like a big drop off? Holy crap. Yeah, see, this is another thing on the railroad. That area back there, they had to carve through a hill. Here, they had to fill it all in with dirt. I hear a creek down there, too. That was probably the creek we were driving next to. Alright, to me, there's no way this is natural. This is all fill, or lots of it is, especially here. And this is this private driveway. We came up on that road, we were driving by the creek, came up this driveway, and there's a gate. It says private property. But we have to cross private property, or at least their driveway easement, to continue on the train. But this is where we could have parked. But there's a gap between the gate and this. That, I guess it's not legal to walk on, I guess. Alright, so up to this point where the driveway comes in, this is about 3/4 of a mile from where we parked. And there's a bench. Closed to all motorized vehicles. Yeah, of course. Devoted sisters to cross girls. No parking. This is kind of where that road comes in, the driveway, and the gate is right down there. We couldn't get by. There's somebody's house. Trail, and then another. I guess there's another driveway because it splits. Mile 23. What is this? This thing right here.
My best guess is concrete and bolts.
For what? For like a... Was there another bridge? This is like a wooden bridge. It's like a bridge across a...
I thought there was a train bridge here before, because I don't think the train would go over this.
Some slabs of wood. Actually, there's some concrete reinforcing and stuff here. Yeah, and what is this? Is this an old driveway? Looks like. It's like it hasn't been used in forever. I wonder if this is even privately owned as we walk back in here, because most of this was so heavily wooded, it looked like more like parkland than like a privately owned property. I think this area over here is kind of where that turnout was that we stopped for a while. Going through a creek. Oh, it is a tunnel, yeah. And then here we're crossing the creek, and then we're gonna go right into the tunnel. All right, right now we're at 1.25 miles hiking, walking from where we parked the car, and there's this creek. Whoa! Didn't know that person was right behind me. Oh my gosh. So yeah, well, he didn't tell me the last second. So this is a very narrow tunnel for a big creek. Look how big the creek is. And there is where the tunnel starts. David Gillespie. And there's like little paths to walk down here from, I guess, private property.
Those are steam trains.
This is what it's saying. 9 tunnels and over 30 bridges and viaducts. I think that was a viaduct that we were walking on. Alright, so these are viaducts, which to me look just like bridges. So I don't know what, that was just filled in dirt, I guess, in the other areas I was talking about, not viaducts. Alright, and then that red clay discharge is supposed to be 600 feet from this entrance. That's the main problem with this tunnel, I guess. And it was a constant maintenance issue, I guess. That's what they're making it sound like, and that's they abandoned this thing in 1975. Alright, so it says Big Savage 1911. So it was operational for 64 years. And it's like over 3,000 feet long. That's like a mile, isn't it? You can't really see all the way down there, right? Or can you see in your photograph? You're changing the...
Barely.
That's like a long hallway in a building. And it seems like it's even colder in here, and I do feel a breeze. Denise promised me there would be no wind in the tunnel. It does feel like there's a breeze blowing through this tunnel. It does. There is a breeze, isn't there? And it's going this way. It's coming from the way we're walking and going past us and going out. Well, it's over 3,000 feet long. That's a mile, isn't it? I can see the end now, way down there. There's a pothole. It feels colder and windy in here. What is that? There's a leak. Ready? Hello! Hi. Alright, I think the entrances are about the same size. We're probably halfway. Well, actually, that one looks bigger, but maybe it is bigger. I don't know. But I just came up with the idea, when we walked back through this tunnel, actually it's at an angle there, that's why. It's never going to be as big this way, it's at an angle. But I'm going to record the entire walk through the tunnel so that folks who aren't here can experience the tunnel for themselves, right? Whoa, this is slippery. Yeah, look at this. It's wet. Yeah, look at the water. Look at these marks. They said western end. This isn't the western end, or is it? Maybe it is. We're almost to the end. End. I'm annoying. I am annoying. Denise wants to know if this is paved or dirt, and if this is concrete, what the walls are made out of. That bottom part is concrete. I guess they redid all the stuff when they refurbished it a few years ago. They said like a $7 million project. Here comes some bikers. Hear them. Okay, getting to the end of this tunnel, I'm commenting on the railroad. There's a lot of work that goes into this stuff, and I'm thinking this country, United States, must have been made up of very, very hard workers back in the day. But that has definitely changed with generations, as you know, everybody knows. People get lazier and lazier, they get more complacent, they just take everything for granted. But at least some people are working hard in technology now. That's a new hard work, connecting everybody that way. This is the old way of connecting people. So it's just shifted. But you used to have to really work hard to do anything. Like, it was serious hard work.
Let's close the doors and lock everyone out. They look like castle doors. Look at the hinges.
Oh, man. That was coming down. It's a what? I need to call a plumber. We got a leak. Big Savage, 1911. There might be a good, yeah, it opens up here. If there's a view, but probably not, right? Probably. Yeah, well, there might be a view, some kind of view. Let's take a look. This mountain doesn't even seem very tall here. It's a little too high, I guess. They couldn't quite make it over that hump. Here's the overlook point. All the bikers have stopped. So we'll probably have like a little over 4.25 miles. This is the view. I guess it's better on a better day, but there's not really much here.
That's cool.
So we're gonna turn back around. That's the hike for us. Salamander? This is like a northern salamander?
Yeah, these orange ones are newts, actually.
Newts.
This is a baby.
Why is it all the way up here? I guess because of that spring water, mountain spring?
I have no idea. I
might
think
be.
he's gonna get hit by a bike. Relocated.
Uh-oh.
Come here, you want a close up?
Whoa. What?
He's so cute. He's
Whoa.
like, please put me down. He shouldn't be in the trail.
Alright, we are at an elevation of 2,351 feet above sea level, approximately. This is 3,294.6 feet in length. And this is an old railroad tunnel that was abandoned in 1975. It's called the Big Savage Tunnel, constructed in 1911. That's all I can tell you for sure. And we're gonna walk through the entire thing here. You get the experience of doing everything, the whole walk. There's a little bit of a bend. We've noticed, we've been through it already. So you're right at the end here, it curves. There's a little curve to the left. And there's water coming down. And we may encounter some bikers. There's lots of bikers. We're the only walkers on this trail. See how it curves a little bit? And it straightens out almost immediately. The rest of it is almost perfectly straight. What was the most exciting part of this tunnel, Denise?
Turning around and going back to the car.
Really? It's that exciting? Oh my gosh. I'm sure people are so excited. Well, it is lit all the way through. And everything echoes! Can you say, echo?
There's a person down there. I'm sure they don't want to hear this.
Did I just scare them? Maybe. Well, anyway, we didn't plan to go to this tunnel. We were just driving down the road, and here we are. So now you get to watch the entire thing from your lazy boy or your gaming chair on your computer or your mobile device, right? Or your stand-up desk.
From your phone in your car.
Yeah. Or on your screen in your Tesla in your car. If you tune into YouTube. Pretty much it's totally dry on the walking surface. There were no puddles, were there? Or there's a little bit of water right here. A little shine. Supposedly they renovated this a few years ago, and supposedly it's closed in the winter. I think it may have just opened for the season. Because this is like, what's it called? The bike trail, what's it called? Great something. I can't remember the name now. It's a 150-mile long bike trail, old rail to trail. Denise can look it up on her phone if she wants to. We're in a mountain. There's our shadows. So I think it's about a mile long. Isn't that how many feet are in a mile? Or is that 4,000 feet in a mile? I'll have to look it up. That's what the internet's for. So maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's only like 3/4 of a mile.
1,600 meters in a mile.
Oh. Why don't they just convert the United States over to metric? That's a whole other video topic.
My dad said it was because this country was built on the standard system. That's why he got 18.
Because John Henry, the great railroad worker.
Squeaky, and it sounds like a metal.
You sure that's my foot? I think I have a hinge in my knee. One of my knees wore out. They stuck a hinge in there. Needs a little bit of oil every now and then. That's a bad joke. WD-40 is not oil.
About 3-in-1 oil.
That probably works.
Marvel's mystery oil.
All right, we're getting closer. We've never been this close to the end of the tunnel. All right, say it with me on the count of 3. 1. Wait. Yeah, we're 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tunnel! That's a long echo. We're pretty much right in the middle, I think, at this point. Close to it. Echo! All right, Denise has something to say now. She wants to say it real loud so you can hear it reverberate. What? You're annoying! This is the wet part with these white streaks or something. We noticed this on the way over here. Brain material?
Bubbled up in the
That's where we came from. No. At first, when we started walking in the other direction, and that was from the Eastern Continental Divide direction. I guess that's going to be west. Yeah, it's the west side of the tunnel. It'd have to be if we reach the Eastern Continental Divide. So it felt like there was a breeze for the first quarter of our walk, and it felt like the wind was going from east to west, blowing through the tunnel. At least that's what I remember feeling that way. Now I don't feel any breeze at all. I mean, it could be just depending on the temperatures and the pressures on one side of this hill or the other. It's going to either have still air or moving air. I don't know. Do you know about tunnel Physics?
No,
No, I don't.
I haven't studied physics since high school.
Did they discuss wind and airflow through tunnels?
No.
And also on the walk in the other direction, there was at least 5 or 6 bikers that passed us. I think I hear a biker now. Is that a biker? It sounds like a swarm of bees approaching. Is it? It is bikes. Okay, so you'll get to see bikes go by. If you listen carefully, it's like a swarm of bees. They're slowing down. One. Just one. All that noise for just one bike. Now it seems like we're actually going downhill a little bit. So that elevation I gave you at the beginning, I think that was the maximum elevation that I found listed on the internet. And I'll also say that in this area in general, it's extremely quiet outside the tunnel, where it's not echoing. Extremely quiet. And if you ever get to visit, we parked on right at the point of the Eastern Continental Divide. There's a road that crosses over. There is an area that is not private property. We were able to park there. And as long as the car isn't towed when we get back, I would recommend it. Or vandalized. And what was it, like 1.25 mile walk, I think, from that spot to get to this tunnel. A little over that.
You parked about 100 yards from the tunnel.
That was the Eastern Continental Divide. But this tunnel entrance down here that we're getting to, we're almost there. It's a little over 1.25 miles from where we parked, if you're going to walk it. So this walk for us is going to be a little over 4 miles altogether. Okay, so that would mean the tunnel is about 3/4 of a mile long.
Some brain matter. Isn't this
Brain matter? Okay, now you can see that better. I guess so. Here comes another biker in the other direction with the headlight. You're not allowed to use any motorized vehicles, it says. I don't know if the electric bikes would be considered motorized. I guess they would. See if we can see. You can't see because of the way the camera is. But there's someone entering the tunnel right now on a bike. Almost to the end. If you search the channel, you can find the whole rest of this hike too, if you want to see the rest of it. That's it. That's the tunnel. Actually, this is the drain hole they were talking about. And yeah, you can see the red sand and clay and whatnot that is going out with the water. I guess that was the issue. I can only imagine if they had a problem, they had to stop the train or something and fix the tunnel, clean it out. Nick, now we can see, and you can see all the way down this Continental Divide. There's John Henry. You get a selfie? Alright, well anyway, I want to show you this because you can see, since the fog is lifted. Oh, wait a minute. I also want to mention Denise is very glad she did not wear her regular shoes. It was kind of muddy. There's the one car that happens once an hour on this road. But you can see way down there for a while. Definitely a long view.
That's the mic, sir.
Alright, so Denise was saying that there's no women in the oil, gas, and railroad industries, and that's what built Pennsylvania, that's what I was saying. And
There are now.
right, there are now, but they should all, back then, that was the only choice people had, was oil, gas, and railroads, or these traditional railroads like we have now. But they can just abandon them all, use renewable energy, right, and make them into rails to trails. That's what we suggest that everyone do, right?
Fossil fuels.
Yeah, comment if you agree.